Yeah, perhaps we can move to a question from Jan in YouTube, and it has to do with the Russian and Ukraine crisis and the idea of peace. He says, how can we elevate the souls of both Russian and Ukraine representatives that are in meeting right now to reach a truce?
I'm going to show you something. The picture you see. The carte blanche of the war in Ukraine was given to Putin with this picture. When the Pope on 23rd went to the Russian embassy in Rome. In the history of the Catholic Church, more or less, ever happened, seldom happened, never happened, that the Pope has gone to an embassy openly, the way what we see in this picture. The Americans and Western nations knew that Russia is going in. They knew they cannot touch the Russian army. They tried to arm from outside. But this picture, when I saw it, go back to what I said 3-4 weeks ago, I think it was in the American teaching, and in a couple of other teachings, is the war between the Russian church and the Catholic Church. The war you see today is back to the war between different divisions of Christianity. And this picture by Pope going to Vatican, going to the Russian Church, is accepting the defeat by the Vatican. And Vatican has underwritten all the damages, every bullet Russia will use in Ukraine. It was the Catholic Church which went to dominate the Russian Church, and the Russian Church went to this military, which is the Russian army, to defend the Church of, well, Orthodox Church of Russia. They knew, everybody, the Americans knew, the Chinese knew, the Europeans knew that they were poked by the Catholic Church to start problem in Ukraine, that we forced the Russian Church to have to become becomes under our control, and the Russian Church would not accept it and asked Putin to wipe out, to go and get the nation back, which is Ukraine. And Pope on 23rd knew that he has to accept and underwrite the losses. This walk here to the Russian Church, to the Russian embassy in Rome, is a defeated man accepting the defeat and prepared to pay all the penalties. And now the Russians have a carte blanche. Every bomb they drop in Ukraine, every bullet they use in Ukraine is paid for by the Vatican. So they have no limitation what they put in. The more they put in, the more profit they make. It's the situation with the Second World War, where the Americans sent soldiers to Europe. American GIs had a chewing gum. American GI had a breakfast. In 1946, 1942, new present people of some of the European nations are still paying for that chewing gum because the American invoiced you. Because they won the war. and you use them. Now it's the same situation. If you go back weeks ago, I explained 99% Russia will go into Ukraine because it's trying to get the motherland back in. Americans were poking to put all sorts of things in, and the Vatican was poking them because Vatican poked them everywhere, and they did the job. The Americans know they cannot face the Russians. There'll be a war, third world war imminent. So everybody is standing outside, barking like a dog, and people are literally wiping out the house, cleaning out. But this cleaning out is two ways. First of all, not allowing nuclear weapons to enter, defense technology of outside enter into what it used to be USSR, which Ukraine is part of it. And we see what we see today. Russians will be there, they wipe out, they use as many bullets, as many tanks. This is not a war. This is reclaiming back the Russian territory church back in order that the Catholic Church will never put foot into the, what we call, Orthodox Church of Russia. We could see this one 3 years ago. We knew this is coming out 5 years ago. Vatican financed the war, the split of the China. Chinese put them into Hong Kong and battered them, and Vatican paid for it heavily. Vatican paid for all the things you saw because they brought it under control. Because Vatican wanted to do what they did in Russia, bring Christians in. Diamonds flew in from Africa through the priests who came, people who came into China, and these diamonds were sold to finance riots and everything else. And the Chinese were waiting for it. This is the other way of doing it. They try to get rid of the communism to make a lot of Chinese Christians. You make 1 billion Chinese Christian, Vatican becomes triple billionaire. But it wouldn't happen because the structure was there, they knew, and they looked after it, they found out, and they took everybody out who was element. This walk of the Pope is for the first time, Catholic Church had to be stopped. They war with England for 300 years. They won the Church of England. The Queen is a servant of the Vatican at the moment. She has no more power, even though you call it the English Church. It's just like you take over a company, you let it run as it is, we don't interfere. You want to call whatever else, we own it, the profit is ours. And this financing of this, which Russia is developing to get the whole thing back under control, and the Vatican is paying for it, is exactly the repetition of, if you go back a few years ago, when the economy in Greece collapsed, the economy in Spain collapsed, Ireland economy collapsed, Portuguese economy collapsed, and suddenly, immaculately, we saw everything came back to normal. And they all came out of their problem because Vatican did not want the, what we call Christian, what we call structure of the EU to fail. So Vatican paid for all that. And then we saw immediately what I call the Rothschild family behind it. When it came balanced, they took the money they invested from Vatican. They appointed the German chancellor. They took all the money out of Vatican to pay for the money they lent to Spain, to Greece, and the others come out of, if you remember, the financial collapse. It's the same process. Now, Vatican guaranteed the Americans, you poke in, you do whatever, NATO pokes in, we want to bring NATO in. Russia said no. And they put their forces there, and Vatican took a guarantee in this embassy meeting that do not cross Ukraine border, do not come in our territory, keep the Russian Orthodox Church in USSR, we pay for all the penalties. We were the naughty boys, we pay. A defeated man always goes to see the man who defeated him. This is a defeated man walking out of Russian embassy. And he's unwritten all the damages. You will see in the next few years, American churches, European churches will pay for this to the Vatican. Vatican has always cashed in their losses. This visit by Pope to the Russian embassy was to get sureties that Russia would not cross the border. You will see skirmishes, but this is a war of religion, not war of nations. And this is not a war, it's a correction and what we call bringing Ukraine back on the fold. And what you start is, in a way, if you look at it, you have a brother, he's on his own, the other boys bully and attack. Till the big brother comes, they all run. But when the big brother comes, puts a hand in the pocket of the ones who are bullying, you have to pay all your damage for bullying my brother. And this is now Vatican pays.